back a lot of childhood trauma.
Nice. I'm living a lie.
Well, it is 2022. Damn! I've lost my front line against shrinkage.
Gold, gold, gold! Gold, gold, gold!
I've lost my front line against shrinkage. Huh. Nice.
Hey, how's the weather out there?
Well, it's always good to have a... Man, the future is awesome.
You might want to stock up, my friend. Come on in. I've got what you need. Hey, I'm here to serve, right? Play it cool, my man.
Great! Great!
The Willamette Memorial Megaplex Black Friday Grand Opening. And what item are you looking forward to, sir?
The Cuddle Me Cuddlefish. Rumor has it there'll only be 500 of them, so I need to get there fast or my son will kill me.
Yeah, well, I'll trip you if I have to.
Oh, you're also after the Cuddle Me Cuddlefish too, sir?
I'm the region's foremost collector of cuddling cuties, so yes, of course I am.
Wait a minute. Did you just threaten me? So you can get a toy for yourself?
It's a limited edition. Your distaste just proves you don't deserve it as much as I do.
Well, as you can hear, spirits are high at the Memorial Megaplex, so come on down and see the savings for yourself.
lady. I just know if either of you step on me again...
Ma'am, I'm going to ask that you remain calm.
Get your hands off me!
Did you see that? Did you see that? She hit me! Like I said, you need to remain calm. As mall security, I am authorized to deal with altercations using force.
Don't you dare look at me. I'm just saying, ah!
Back off, or I am removing all three of you from the line and we will see who gets a flat-inch TV then. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So, Darcy, now why do you think that you'd be a good fit for an elf in our Christmas village?
Well, for one thing, I love Christmas. I'm all about looking out for my fellow man, huh? And plus the mall, it's something really big, you know? And I want to get in on the ground floor and really help build something in this town.
It's interesting. Are you on social media at all, Darcy? Because I am, and I Googled you, as I do all the applicants, just before your interview.
Oh, wow, that's
You label yourself as an anti-capitalist, anarchist, libertarian, your words.
yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta work within the system to make a difference, right?
Yeah, of course. And I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with your recent post, though. Got an interview at the mall. Gonna tear down the system from within. Anybody got any good sabotage ideas?
Yeah. Well, fascist?
Thanks for coming in, Darcy.
Yeah. Well, you desk man, pencil fascist.
Ah, I see you came in from Portland. It's nice to watch newcomers come in, help us rebuild.
You need some fresh meals. You haven't got a city at all.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. That was insensitive. Sorry, sir.
Yes, maybe a little. I see you worked for 5 years as a bartender.
Mixologist. My signature drink mixes paps with organic ketchup and a tater tot garnish. It's delicious.
That sounds revolutionary.
Right?
I admit, your knowledge of the outbreak is impressive.
Thanks. I'm really enthusiastic about outbreak tourism.
I can see that. Well, we'd hope that the zombie tours would run several times a day.
That should be doable. I've walked through a couple of prototype tours in my head, and I think you could do the whole circuit in an hour and a half on foot.
Foot tours? No, absolutely not. Let me educate you. Tourists are terrible walkers. We're putting them in a bus, a tour bus. We can fit more people.
Oh, sure. That can work too, and it can end at the museum.
Yes! Brilliant! But we don't have a museum. How about the gift shop?
Hey, Dawn. I don't know how to say this, but Luke's gone. That bitch Fontana ordered him dead. I think they're trying to scare me. Why couldn't they just come at me direct like? Then your brother'd still be alive. Oh God, I'm so angry. You and Luke, you're like family to me, and I just want revenge. I can't think of nothing else. feel like you're the only one who'd get that, Dom? Get this anger?
Hi. Name's Luke. Before all this, I was an auction caller. Now I guess I'm a soldier? Last few weeks, you know those dreams you get when you got a bad fever? Been like that. You know, I want people to know that I'm not a bad guy. At least I didn't used to be. Okay? We just got caught up. Tom, if you're listening to this, you've been my friend long as I can remember. You were the first guy I got drunk with. We helped each other pull girls, man. But you are out of control, okay? The stuff we done to regular folk, I can't...
Frost, I got a group of survivors making their way towards city limits. Better make sure they aren't making a break for it.
I see them. They're, heck, Ramirez is just a bunch of little girls.
Out on their own?
Looks like it. You're right, though. They're trying to leave town.
Okay, stop them. Gently. Just round them up and pass them over to those survivors holed up in Westridge. Moving in. Targets acquired.
Holy fuck. We really doing this, LT? They're just kids.
Frost is dead, Private. Those girls almost escaped town once already. We're not letting them try again.
He was killed by zombies, ma'am.
Yeah, but they had something to do with it. We're not going to... Jenkins, get down!
store for, supplies, and this zombie comes at us. It's one of those crazy, just bitten types. Shanky shits himself, and we go hauling ass, but this thing's gaining on us, right? I'm convinced we're zombie chow. Then this chick in a yellow jacket comes out of nowhere, swinging this massive sledge like she's the freaking god of thunder. Pops the zombie's head right off and sends it flying through the air like a foul ball. And then she just nods and goes on her way. Guess she's with that militia group out in Westridge. We're heading there now. Come join us if you get this. Last chance. I don't know. He didn't tell me. Sergeant, unleash the zombie. Wait! Commander, please! You can't do this! I tried to talk them out of it. Please, ma'am! This is crazy! Tell me where they went. They're in North Peak, okay? I swear I told them not to. No! Wait! Please! Clean that up.
Fletch, it's Goddard. Commander found us. Lopez must have blabbed, that weak-willed shitsack. We're not gonna make the rendezvous. Carlson got popped. I don't know. Ah, shit!
has taken effect. Introducing zombie parasite into the sinuses, followed by a half dose of Zombrex directly into the pineal gland. Samples are to be taken while the subject is conscious and prior to zombification.
Hey Vic, you seem to have settled in, so welcome to Willamette. One last thing I forgot to mention. Some assholes in masks have been attacking our people, setting traps and killing stragglers. Keep your head down and be careful out there.
Hammond, Jessa got hit by those masked freaks. Made it out all right, but lost the supplies. We need to get more before Tom finds out. Jess is in enough trouble with him as it is after the row they had last week. So strange, though. Nobody knew about those tunnels except for us. How did those masks find them?
execs continue to argue supply versus maintenance. Clones are expensive, but so is keeping them healthy. Relatively, anyway. Too bad we can't manufacture an outbreak and just harvest the infected. Bad joke. Hardiness remains a factor. They can withstand pain, which means they can work longer, harder, but they don't feel, and therefore can't yield to injury. They drop limbs like loose change. And like loose change, it begins to add up. Not cost-effective. Progress, finally. The new subjects are smart enough to think ahead, at least a little bit. They understand delayed gratification, too. Granted, about as much as my toddler, but still, with any luck, we'll be... Hang on. Is that an alarm? Captain, what's going on? No, don't...
Last night. Third night in a row. I was in the basement trying to get that damn boiler working. Lori comes in just as I get it fired, but she's all made of wicker. Her face woven like a bassinet. Spark flies, and she's ablaze, wailing and pleading for me to help as the flames crawl up her body. I blow on her. She comes apart like ash.
All right, Vick Chu, day 1. Willamette is lost. Full-scale outbreak, the horde is everywhere. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands dead. These paramilitary asshats are just a piece of the puzzle. The government did this. And when I prove that, when I unmask the masterminds, well, maybe I'll convince even the mighty Frank West that journalism is worth more than a fat paycheck. Testing. All right. Just say again what you just told me.
All right. We were in line at the front entrance. We'd been in line for 3 days. My husband wanted the 75-inch TV from 404. I wanted the sushi set from Ripper's Knives. It was like 5 a.m. and then, without any warning, people started screaming. I turned around and there were people just running in the snow, and some of them were bloody, and I saw zombies. They were grabbing people and
what did you see?
Well, I didn't see anything, but I heard something. I felt something, a presence, something big and powerful. It was in amongst them, throwing people, ripping them apart, and there was this
What?
This sound, a roar or a whimper or maybe a whine. It was so loud. I remember thinking it was so loud. That's all I remember.
Some survivors are gathered together under a guy named Tom. He's been making sure they have food and supplies and training up a few volunteers to serve as anti-zombie militia. One of Tom's people is a woman named Hammond, who's going to show me around the city. Tom wants me to report back whatever I learn, so he's agreed to provide me with food and shelter while I'm here. Pretty fair trade, I think, since he's living what I'm writing. I'm not here to profit off of his suffering. In the city, survivors talk about a monster that roams the streets at night, strong enough to rip cars in half. Tom snaps at anyone who looks frightened, says there's no such thing as monsters. So I guess these zombies are just a figment of our collective imagination. You know, maybe there's no monster, but something out there is terrifying these people. And unlike Tom, I'm gonna take them seriously. And unlike Frank, I'm gonna use the truth to set them free. Tom's a lunatic. Before all this, he was an apocalypse nut. Hammond thinks he came back to Willamette in hopes of another outbreak, and he has enough canned goods stockpiled to build a wall around the entire camp. But he's talking about sending strike teams to raid obscure spaces, as if he didn't have enough. As if the city weren't still full of salvageable goods. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to do what Frank couldn't, but I can't deal with this rot. Too many worms feasting on the same apple. I heard someone rummaging around last night, so I went to check it out. You know, before Tom had them shot. It was a woman. Just a hungry woman. I wanted to give her canned goods, but Tom's already started suspecting me of not playing by his rules. He noticed for sure if the inventory were off. But I might have been able to get her in without paying Tom's steep admission fee. I called out to her, but she ran off, looking terrified. I don't blame her. I'm rolling with a pretty bad crowd. Could you describe her again, please? Just on the record.
Oh, sure. She was a middle-aged woman. A bit skittish, you know, but who isn't?
Right.
Joe said he recognized her, said she was a doctor from up at the training center. She'd come into town to buy snacks and things during her break. We were gonna call out to her, because, heck, a doctor would be real useful. But...
You mentioned she used flash grenades?
Yeah, she did. Zombies went down, and then she fiddled with them. Took samples or something. Joe and I took one look at each other and noped right out of there, let me tell you.
Thank you so much for telling me. I really appreciate it. Would you like a can of spaghetti hoops, or would you prefer dried garbanzo beans? Take whatever you need. I'm not getting anywhere. And Tom's impossible. He accuses me of hiding things when I don't report. And honestly, I really don't want to tell him anything now. I tried talking Hammond into taking over before he does something profoundly stupid. She actually cares about this city after all. But she says it's better to let him have his way just so he keeps sharing supplies. I'm sick of all men and their egos. Someone's got to put a stop to this. And I need leverage. I've arranged a meeting with the Obscurus Commander Fontana. That's her actual name. She even sounds like a villain. So, just for the record, this may be my last upload. I'm going to trade Tom's people for intel. It's for the best. Tom's throwing stones at a hornet's nest, and he's not the only one who's going to get stung. Heard the ambush ended with gunfire. I have no idea if Hammond made it out alive. The end justifies the means, right? Using people as resources to get the next piece of the story? I keep thinking, this is exactly what Frank would do. Well, Commander Fountainhead was about as useful as you'd think. I'm sure 99% of it was complete bullshit. She said the outbreak was the fault of terrorists, and then tried to blame it on Frank and me and yada yada yada. Total bitch face. But she also said the directing scientist died at Ground Zero, Dr. Diane Blackburn. Thing is, I have eyewitness accounts that Blackburn is still alive, or that she survived the outbreak. Which means Fontana is trying to keep me from getting to her. Which means I'm just gonna have to look even harder. Aren't I? Frank is back in Willamette. And surprise! He brought his stupid smug face with him. You know, for a second, I was actually glad to see him. I thought, finally, together we'll make some progress. Once he sees how the people are doing, he'll... You know what? Never mind. Screw that guy. I saw the monster. It's real. And it's, Frank and Hammond broke into the Obscurus base and made a lot of noise. So I took the chance during the chaos to get in there. It was all bone and exposed wires. And it smelled like... The monster called her. It's unlike all of this. I almost regret not helping Fontana catch it. There's corruption, and then there's... Frank won't need any help turning this into a media sensation. It's massacre theater. I keep thinking about Calder. Loyal soldier turned zombie on the job, and suddenly all his men, some of them his friends, have to hunt him down like a rabbit hound. They weren't happy about it. I found notes in Fontana's office. She didn't want to kill him, or even turn him over to the Pentagon. She just wanted to cure him. But loyalty is a luxury. And you need a paycheck if you want to afford luxuries. So hey, Frank, someone's been accessing these files and I have a feeling it's probably you. So, if you find my body, do me a favor. Try not to piss on it or anything. Trouble believing this to be true. Be sure to
details like it's worth it. Rumor says it's run by a bunch of survivalists.
That may be, and whether or not you join them is your call. Personally, I'd avoid large groups. While numbers may protect you from zombies, it may make you a bigger target for obscurers, who, by the way, still haven't declared who they are or what they after. If you're caught between a rock and a hard place, I'd choose the one without assault rifles. What do y'all think? Is there anyone from the dairy farm who disagree? Stay snappy, Willamites. Welcome to the Undead Gospel of Paula, Willamette's only radio broadcast for survivors. Bodies continue to be found ritually mutilated, faces ripped off and carved up like all that Christmas turkey we never got. The victims are survivors and soldiers alike, which would seem to shift blame away from obscurers. But who's doing it and why? Is it easier to believe there's another entity in the city torturing and mutilating those it finds? Or that obscurers is simply engaged in a mass cover-up to deflect awareness of zombie-related military research? They've done it before, Sheeple. Open your eyes and stay alive, Willamites. Coming live from the Undead Gospel of Paula, concerned listeners will be relieved to learn that Apostle Darcy has been found. And he has some disturbing insight into what obscurers might be up to.
Super zombie soldiers. They've bioengineered zombies. I call them Omega zombies that the government plans to use to declare martial law and conquer the world.
This would certainly support obscurers' presence in the area. But what about the mutilated bodies? Where does that factor in?
I'm not sure yet.
Very helpful, Darcy. Stay smart, Willamites. Yo, Paula here. There's some disturbing shit from Apostle Corey. He out there.
Foreign powers, Paula. It's gotta be. Notice how all the pumps at the gas stations have gone empty. They're turning us into zombies, liquefying the infected and converting their bioessence into fossil fuels, which they then sell back to the American people at a premium. I don't think it could be any more obvious. The automotive industry, made overseas, I might point out, will run on our blood. None of this would have happened if we just invested in solar panels.
An interesting, albeit unlikely theory. Why blame foreign powers when it's simpler and more likely to closely scrutinize our own? We'd be stupid and shit. We gotta ask better questions at better times, and y'all need to find the truth. For me and for yourself. Stay canny, Willamites. Apostle Darcy has conducted a disturbing interview with an anonymous survivor escaped from the West Ridge Farms.
It's like a cult. Anybody who doesn't fall in line gets thrown into a dungeon. He keeps them prisoner like he's some sort of warlord.
Would you say that it's likely that this leader, Tom Picton, is in reality an obscurist plant sent to sow chaos and dissent among the people of Willamette?
I don't know. Maybe.
How deep does this rabbit hole go? How far are we willing to let it lead us? We have to take action.
Rousing words from Apostle Darcy. Take them to heart, Willamites. This will be the last Undead Gospel of Paula. Apostle Corey was murdered last night by strange zombies, ritually mutilated. I watched as they cut him up. They didn't even seem to realize they were murdering him. They were as brain dead as the rest. And when he was dead, they hung him up by his feet and moved on. I don't know if Obscures is responsible for this, but it doesn't matter. We all did this. With our misplaced votes and our lazy protests and our inability